What's up, Internet? Let's talk about sharks. You thought I was gonna do this sober? Are you fucking kidding me?
My God. It's Megalodon.
He's kidding, right?
The Meg is directed by John Turteltaub, who also directed one of my favorite miniseries ever in television's Harper's Island. It stars Jason Statham, Ruby Rose, and Dwight from The Office. And it's about Jason Statham fighting a giant shark. Do I need to say more? Because I'm not gonna. The Meg is basically cashing in on the ever-growing trend started by sci-fi with Sharknado of self-aware shark action horror comedy movies. You know, things like Snow Shark, Shark Exorcist, Ghost Shark, Three-Headed Shark Attack, the list goes on. Self-awareness in films like this is a really delicate line that needs to be tread. Too self-aware, it feels disingenuous, something like Birdemic 2, where it's aware that the first one was bad and it's trying to replicate that, and there's nothing earnest about it. It's just purposely trying to be bad, and it's not funny anymore. Not aware enough, and you end up with a film that's so self-serious that there's no fun to be had. Sharknado started off walking that line fairly well, I'd say, in that, yeah, it knew it was dumb and the writing was terrible, but the bad acting and the shitty special effects and just the sheer implausibility and stupidity of it all still made it a fun watch. But then as they went on, they got just dumber and dumber and were trying harder and harder to be bad, and now, do people even give a shit anymore? It's on, like, what, the 8th one? So where does the Meg fall on that plane? Well, I mean, above all else, this movie is, I'll say, aggressively dumb. The problem is that, apart from the last 30 minutes or so, it never really fully commits to the level of dumb that I think it wanted to be for its entire runtime. It's just so self-serious for the first, like, at least the first hour. The first half hour of the film is dedicated to a rescue mission of characters that we don't know and don't care about and have no depth whatsoever. It delivers a bunch of by-the-numbers plot points and writing about Jason Statham being the retired badass who doesn't do that shit anymore, only to come back and do it anyway. It tries to establish a romance that has just as little development as it does conclusion. There are a bunch of really weird attempts at emotional beats. This movie tried to have, like, character moments, which is fine, except that the characters are largely paper-thin and the moments are ineffective and we don't really know much or care about them at all. They have no depth, they have no personalities really outside of being stereotypes. Above all that, we're not here for them. We're not here for the characters, we're here to watch Jason Statham fight a giant fucking shark. There are really just awkward lines trying to hammer home this forced message of how man always destroys what he has just discovered, and they try and have like a what have we done moment in the Meg. Apart from like a few self-aware one-liners, most of which are delivered by Rainn Wilson.
He looks heroic, but he's kind of got a negative attitude.
And this really bizarre moment where Jason Statham starts singing Just Keep Swimming from Finding Nemo. Pretty much everything for the first hour or so is just boring and by the numbers, with the only thing that really makes it worth watching is the not all that great but still totally adorable performance by the little girl. Seriously, this kid is so fucking cute. It's only in the last 30 minutes or so where the shark, sorry, the Meg, because that's what they refer to it as for the duration of this film, and it's really awkward and stupid, goes to a beach and just starts wreaking havoc that this movie finally just becomes insane and over the top and fun. For those last 30 minutes, it's stupid in all the right ways. You get some funny and over-the-top moments and some fun kills despite the fact that they're completely bloodless because this movie's PG-13 for some reason. There's a moment where the shark does like a 20-foot vertical leap out of the water with Jason Statham riding its face, and it's just, it's so hilarious and so stupid and so amazing.
Chew on this, you ugly...
Right down to the movie ending with a title card that says fin. Do you get it? Because sharks have fins. And this movie's about a big shark. I'm gonna deliver a spoiler here because I don't think any of you really care because it's the Meg and who gives a shit. Upon the shark bleeding out and dying in the water, an army of smaller sharks come from behind Jason Statham and eat the Meg with heroic music playing. And it is so ludicrous and so dumb and so hilarious that you can't help but want to applaud because it's just fucking insane. And honestly, if the film had committed to the tone that the last half hour had set, I would have been here for it. This movie would have been awesome. If it hadn't been PG-13 and had committed to having some really just over-the-top gory deaths, I would have been here for it. It would have been a total blast. But the fact is that I was so checked out by the point that all the crazy shit started that I was really only half invested the entire time. I was hoping for a film that was more tonally even throughout, but instead it just kind of felt like they wanted to make a sci-fi style schlocky giant shark movie, but they were afraid to go all the way with it, so they just kind of stopped halfway. And that's a shame, because there was definitely potential for a lot more fun to be had in this movie. The Meg, more like the meh, am I right, guys? Get it? Because if you take the G out of Meg and replace it with an H, you get meh, which is also what I'm rating this film. It's also worth noting that a trailer I got before this film was for 47 Meters Down 2, which I'm just going to call 48 Meters Down. Hollywood, please, please, stop with the shark movies. I don't think anyone cares about them anymore. It's just getting silly. Please. Just stop. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, click down there and like and comment and subscribe. I have a Patreon now. The link is down in the description. If you want to see this channel improve and for me to be able to get better equipment and better ability to entertain you all, please consider donating, guys. Even $1 helps, but even if you don't, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon.